Hey, what it do, sports world, and welcome to the Real Untouchable podcast with me, Ray Diggs. I got a great segment for you all. I want to talk about what is the best high school football team in the state of Arkansas heading into the 2024-2025 football season. Hey, listen, I got three teams, but only two of them that I really honestly feel like in my heart that they are the two best teams in the state of Arkansas. But listen, man, before I get started, hey, make sure y'all hit the like button, the subscribe button, and also the share button. And hey, make sure you all give me your feedback on what you all think about this segment right here. But for my Arkansas people, who do you all feel is the best high school football team in the state of Arkansas heading into the 2024 season? I know who y'all going to talk about. Y'all going to talk about Little Rock Parkview. Y'all gonna talk about Greenwood. Y'all gonna talk about Fayetteville. Y'all gonna talk about Conway. Okay, hey, maybe even what's Pulaski Academy coming up out of Little Rock. It's a lot of great teams in the state of Arkansas, but I feel like it's three teams, but it's really only two. The three best teams in the state of Arkansas, and this right here is not in a particular order, because two of these teams, I'm going to break it down on why I think these two teams right here are the two best teams in the state of Arkansas, and I'll give any amount of money to watch these two teams face off against each other. My number one, it's not in no particular order. The first team is the Greenwood Bulldogs. This team right here finished 13-0 last season. They pretty much dominated all their opponents. They pretty much put the mercy rule on every last opponent that they played. This right here is one of the best football teams that I've seen, from the quarterback to the defense. This team right here is loaded again this season. They're coming into a season in which this right here might be even more. They might be even more dangerous this season than they was last season. The next team, the Fayetteville, them boys come up out of Fayetteville. This right here is another really good team. They finished 13-0 last year. Their strength of schedule was 34, and that's a hard schedule. This team right here pretty much ran through everybody as well, dominating in 7A, one of the best teams in the state. This right here was another good team. They're loaded on the offensive side and the defensive side. I think that this team right here is going to be really good again this season. Now, will they be better than they were last season? I don't think they're going to be that dominant that they was. I think they're still going to be good, but I don't think they're going to be as dominant as they was last season. And the last team is them boys coming out of them Barrow boys, them John Barrow boys. Them boys coming out of Little Rock Parkview. Little Rock Parkview, I've been telling y'all about this team for the last 2 years now. This right here is one of the best teams that I had a chance to watch with my own two eyes in a very long time. Little Rock Parkview finished the season 14-0, dominating in the state championship game, dominating everybody all season. This team right here dominated all season, loaded with all types of top recruits on this team. I've been telling everybody, man, make sure y'all tune in and watch Montario Eston, Little Money, little dude right there. He's a football player, y'all. He's a baller. And now he's finally getting his respect. I seen that, he was, going to a lot of colleges. Kansas State being one of them. Kansas State, y'all better go out there and get him because the kid can play. But I will say this. These right here are the three of the top teams in the state of Arkansas. But there's only two that I think they're just head and shoulders above everybody else. And that's the Greenwood Bulldogs and the Little Rock Parkview Patriots. These are the two best teams in the state of Arkansas. Now, if these two teams met on a neutral field, now I said if Little Rock Parkview played at home, they would most likely beat Greenwood. If Greenwood played at home, they would most likely beat Little Rock Parkview. But if these two teams played on a neutral field, that would probably be one of the best games that you would probably ever watch. And I'm going to tell y'all why. Parkview is loaded. They're loaded all over this team. They got athletes from the 2025 class, 2020. They got players 2026 class. Same thing with Greenwood. Greenwood, they got the two brothers, Kane and Cash Archer. Cash is the defensive end, pretty much dominated the state in sacks. Kane, the little brother, 2026, class of 2026, quarterback, pretty much put up monster numbers all season. Then they also got an offensive lineman that Arkansas is looking at, Cody Taylor. He's a 2026 offensive lineman. And the crazy thing about this Greenwood Bulldog team, y'all, is they did not have not one senior on their last year team. So that tells me that this team right here was so young that this season they are most likely gonna dominate again like they did last season. Now, the thing with Little Rock Parkview lost players. They lost Eric McGee, the starting quarterback, which was the quarterback for the last 2 years. They lost it. And I know people be like, oh yeah, but they still got Montario Eston. They still got Amarion Robinson. Yeah, they do still got those. Those are 2 stud football players as well. But when you lose a quarterback, that's not something that you can easily just replace. Now, will they replace him? Most likely they will replace him. But I will say this, that's going to be a hard replacement because Eric McGee pretty much controlled that offense. Eric McGee was the guy that pretty much, when they needed a big play. When I went a year and a half ago, when I went to the state championship game and I watched Little Rock Parkview play, it seemed like it was 2 players that stood out to me, and that was Montario Eston, Money, and Eric McGee. It seemed like every time Little Rock Parkview needed a play, those 2 made it. Now, Amarion Robinson, he's one of the top safeties. No, he is the top safety in the state of Arkansas. And actually, earlier tonight, he actually released his top 5. And I pretty much commented on that. And I said, man, listen, I'm just being real, which I think is only 3 schools that you really consider. And I think it's Georgia, LSU, and Oregon. But he also had Arkansas and Oklahoma as well. And I just told him, I just think it's a 3-team race for you right now. But he's one of the top players in the state. And same thing with Montario Eston. Montario Eston, he's one of the best, I don't even know what his position is. I don't know if he's a running back or a slot back. I don't know what he is, a wide receiver. I don't know what he is because he do so much for this Little Rock Parkview team. He might come with a jet sweep, or he might take it out of the backfield, or he might catch a screenplay and take it 50, 60 yards, 70 yards for a touchdown. That's just what he does. He's one of those players that he just does everything for this Little Rock Parkview team. And it's crazy that it took coaches so long to come out here and recruit this kid, because they just started really recruiting him, which was this summer. Well, which was this last couple of months is when, coaches started really recognizing, seeing how great the kid is. Kansas State, like I said, they offered him a scholarship. I'm pretty sure that that's probably where he's going to go. But I think after this season, if he stays healthy, him and Amarion Robinson, they're going to get even more recruit. They're going to even get even more scholarships, especially Montario Eston, because I think this right here is the year where he breaks out. I think that, his sophomore year was breakout. His junior year was a breakout, but I think this is the year where he breaks out because honestly, I think they're going to need him a little bit more, to carry the load this season. And they also got Quinn Murphy, an athlete. He in the 2025 class. They have Ja'Cory Smith, a linebacker. He was a sophomore this year, pretty much dominated. He was on the super sophomore team. This kid right here can pretty much play. But I'm going to say this. If these 2 teams, I don't know who will win this game. I will say this. I think this right here would be one of the best games if these 2 teams ever met that you can ever watch. I think it would be. You all remember last season when Little Rock Parkview played against, who was it? Bryant. I think it would be that type of game. I think it would be one of those games it's a 45 to 43 type of game, 48, 45, something like that. I don't think neither one of these defenses, even though Parkview got one of those, both of these teams got really, really good defense, but I don't think these 2 defenses can stop these 2 offenses. That's just my opinion. But if I had to pick one of these teams who is the best team in the state of Arkansas, I would say it's the Little Rock Parkview Patriots. I think that this team right here is more complete. I think they have more athletes all over the field. I think they can do more. I think that when you see a team like Little Rock Parkview that's just in your face, dominant on the defensive side of the ball, and they love playing defense. When I watched them play against who was it in the championship game? Who was that team? Bo Williams and them boys, Shiloh Christian. When they played against Shiloh Christian in the state championship game, when I tell you they wanted to dominate Shiloh Christian, because last year they beat them, but they didn't beat them how they wanted to beat them. This season, they beat them how they wanted to beat them. And I just feel like, and honestly, like I said, I'm biased. Maybe I'm a little biased. Maybe I like Parkview a little bit more, but I ain't gonna say it's gonna be a run over. I ain't gonna say they're gonna just come in there and dominate Greenwood, because I think Greenwood will come in there and I think they would give them a run for that money. I think that game right there might be even better than the Conway game, because like I said, Kane Archer, this kid can play, man. He's going to throw the ball. He throws the ball all over the field. He kind of remind me of that kid from Hardin Academy, Owen Miller. He kind of remind me of him. These two quarterbacks, but I'm going to tell y'all something. Hardin Academy is another one of those teams that's one of those powerhouse teams out of Arkansas. I'm hearing that they're moving up. And just say that if they move up to maybe 5A or 6A, maybe 5A, and Little Rock Parkview stays at 5A, and these two teams actually play, I think that Hardin Academy versus Parkview would be a hell of a game as well. But because one thing about Hardin Academy is, what are Hardin Academy gonna do? They're gonna toss that ball all over the field. So you got to be ready. They're gonna throw it. Owen Miller, he can throw it, he can run it. The kid got better from his 10th grade year. Now he's a senior next season. He will be a senior. But I just think, like I said, with Amarion Robinson, Ja'Cory Smith, and Quinn Murphy in that defense, hey man, I just think that this team right here is just dangerous. This is a very dangerous team. And I said this last season. I said, man, listen, Parkview, the only thing that can beat Little Rock Parkview is Little Rock Parkview. The same thing I'm going to say about Greenwood. The only thing that can beat Greenwood is Greenwood. It's complacency. That's the only thing that can stop these two teams. Now, Greenwood, I think they're going to run through everybody next season. Now, Parkview might have a couple games here or there that, it might be a little close. Maybe they, a 21-point game. Greenwood going to stomp everybody, honestly. Like, I just feel like they're going to average 50, 60 points next season, just like they did this year. Man, I seen one game where they was beating Pulaski Academy by like 40, 50 points, man. Like, honestly, that's what I expect for them next season as well. The same thing with Parkview. I think they're going to dominate again next season. They got a lot of their players that's coming back. They lost players, but teams like Parkview, they don't, they recruit. I'm guessing that they recruit. I don't know what they do, honestly, but I will say this. I know that they got new players coming. I know that they got another wide receiver that's coming as well, and they're just reloading. So guess what? I think that this team is going to be dangerous, and they're going for a three-peat. Will they get that three-peat? I think they will. I think that they will get that three-peat. I think that they're going to dominate all the way through the season. They're going to dominate it through the playoffs, and they're going to get their three-peat. This right here could go down as one of the best teams in the state of Arkansas. Or this right could go down as one of the best teams that the state of Arkansas has seen. But y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Who do y'all think is the best team in the state of Arkansas? Who is the best team heading into the 2024-2025 season? Hey, make sure y'all tune in. Also, next week, actually, it will be April the 2nd. I will be doing a podcast on who is the best, the scariest team in the state of Texas. Man, y'all know how much I love Texas high school football. Y'all know how much I love North Shore out of Houston, how much I love Duncanville out of Dallas area. Those are the two best teams in the state. Hey, y'all, but I'm going to tell y'all why. If these two teams slip, it's another team. It's two teams that can surprise them. So make sure y'all tune in for that podcast as well. But y'all let me know what y'all think. Who is the best team in the state of Arkansas? Is it Parkview? Is it Fayetteville? Is it Greenwood? Maybe even Hardin Academy. Hardin Academy, my people up there in Hardin Academy, man, I know y'all got something to say about this. But hey, until next time, make sure y'all hit the like button, the subscribe button, also the share button. It costs 0 cents to share. It costs 0 cents to like this status. But y'all let me know what y'all think. Who is the best team in the state of Arkansas? And hey, let me know who else y'all want me to discuss. Do y'all want me to go a little bit deeper? Do y'all want me to go down there in Florida? Y'all want me to go to California? Hey, maybe y'all want me to go to Alabama. Oh, roll tide. Yeah, I do all. But y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Until next time, y'all have a great weekend, and happy Easter to all the great people. Make sure y'all be safe this weekend. Don't drink and drive. Don't do drugs. And have a great weekend. Peace.